let's start with the questions. First, we're going to
Okay.
talk about your book. Now that we have our laughing out of the way, hopefully, at least the uncontrollable parts.
Exactly.
So, I know Westerns aren't typically your thing. So,
No.
how'd you get the idea for your book?
Well, as any new author, writer, person does, when you have an opportunity to write for publication, you take it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, not to sound completely ungrateful, I do like Westerns, actually. I just never thought of writing one. Um, but it did fall into the historical romance category. And all I needed to cut out, which is sort of a pun, is the suspense and murder. And I could do that because, historical romance is cool. And my uncle actually was a cowboy. And I grew up going to his horse ranch in New Mexico. And so it was sort of a natural fit to just try and do that for my first one. And we submitted the proposal to Barber, and I thought it was a long shot. And they loved it, and they wanted to include it in the collection. And besides, I'm sort of sandwiched by 8 other amazing authors. So if mine makes you want to throw it across the room, you still have 8 other great stories.
No, it's fantastic. I've read it, and I know I'm the sister, but I promise I'm not too biased when I say that.
Well, and you did the first edits on it, so.
That's true. Well, the romance in me has to ask, what is your favorite thing about your hero? Tell us about him.
Oh, the hero. I had to go British. And I was really excited because I had the first thought of making Jonah Brit. And I'm like, but this is in New Mexico, and that doesn't really fit. And the only reason I had the thought of making him as Brit is the Pinterest picture I found that totally fit him. He was wearing a one of those little fisherman, like, newsboys type caps, and he looked completely British. And I had a really hard time picturing him wearing a cowboy hat. So I thought, well, I'll make him British, but that doesn't really work. But then I started researching New Mexico history, only to find out, coincidentally, that a lot of New Mexico ranchers were British transplants because it was territory they could buy and move over from the old world, Britain, without really having much of an issue. So a lot of ranchers would buy up land in New Mexico and make ranches, and they didn't know the first thing about ranching. And I'm like, yeah, that's Jonah. So that was why I decided to make him that way. Was that the question?
Yeah. Well, that worked out really well for you. So I love it. Love it when coincidences happen like that.
Yes.
They happen a lot. They help us writers. So where were you when you got the call?
The call. Oh, that was funny. It was actually an email.
Okay.
And my agent, Mary, and I had been emailing back and forth about a whole bunch of things. Sometimes I think I just send her emails to tell her how cool my coffee is, and she emails back. So that's fun. But anyway, I was actually at a Mexican restaurant called Jose's here in my hometown, and I go there more often than I should. And my admin assistant from my day job, because I actually have one of those, she was sitting across from me, and they served me my fajitas. I'm wrapping up my fajita, and my phone blinked, and I looked over, and it said Mary. And I'm like, okay, it's Mary. And then I looked because it said something about congratulations, and I'm like, well, she wouldn't email me if it was a contract. So I ignored it, and then I thought, but if it's a novella contract, it's not really a call. That is more of an email, because 20,000 words is like an email, and 100,000 words is like a phone call. So I thought, I'm going to check it. So without telling my admin, Julie, I flicked my finger over the screen, and I looked, and it said, hey, Jamie, Happy New Year. Great way to start off the year. I just wanted to let you know you are now going to be a published author. And I kind of choked on my fajita. And then I just kind of went, and Julie was like, what on earth is wrong with you? And I'm like, I can't scream. Why do these things always happen to me in public places or when I'm bow hunting in a tree and I can't make a sound? It's always when I can't scream. Well, I could have screamed, but then the entire restaurant would have cleared out, and it would have been really bad. So I didn't scream. I just handed her my phone, and she read it, and then she started going like this in the booth, Jose, the owner, came over and was, what are you doing? And we're like, we're having a fiesta.
Is
So
something wrong with the food?
yeah, Mexican jumping beans, I think, but it was good. They were the best fajitas I ever had, really.
Oh, good.
I didn't taste them at all.
Everybody go to Jose's when you are in Wisconsin.
Absolutely. Did I take you there?
No. We went to
Okay.
Culver's because ice cream was more important.
Well, it's Culver's in the dairy state. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. It's really good.
Yep.
So where can we buy your book?
My book is on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It is on cbd.com, which is Christian Book Distributors. I think it's at Barnes & Nobles.
Yep, it is.
Perfect. Thank you for doing my research. That's what sisters are for.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposedly in Target because it is on Target.com.
Ooh.
And it is going to be in some Walmarts. I don't know if all Walmarts will get it, but it is in some Walmarts. So it's out there.
Awesome. I'm so
And it's available on ebook now.
All right. And we are recording this on Friday, and it won't go live till Tuesday, her book birthday, but it should be available everywhere when this comes out.
Yep.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
You are a busy wife and full-time working mother. How do you make time to write?
I have learned to write in my head.
Okay.
Because I usually get about 15 to 30 minutes sprint writing marathons. Sprint writing marathons. That's
right.
That contradicts each other, though. We'd get nailed on that. You know who would nail us on that?
Haley.
Sprint and a marathon. Haley. Anyway, so I write in little sprints. So if I'm at work and I'm in a meeting and I'm really bored, I'll write a chapter in my head, which usually doesn't mean like word for word, but it's pretty much the whole scene. So that when I sit down for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, I can crank out the scene without having to figure out what am I going to write about. I already know where I'm going. I've got 3/4 of the conversation between the characters already created, and it's almost kind of like just doing I can't remember what it's called, dictation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I do. But usually once the kids are in bed, about 7:30, I sit down. I ignore my husband. I write, and he usually has the TV on, so I'm usually writing to. Well, lately I've been trying to write to the Arrow, and trust me, when the Arrow comes on TV, ain't no writing getting done, sister.
Nope. It's okay.
So I tell my husband to turn on hunting shows.
You can definitely write through those.
I can write through those.
Okay, so we all know about your love for coffee. Anybody who has ever seen you on social media gets it. Pretend we're at Starbucks. What's your order?
Okay. Oh gosh, well it sort of depends on the day. So without going into the complete psychology of why I order what I order, typically my go-to is a flat white with some sugar-free hazelnut, but not like, they like to pump a lot in, so I'm usually like 2 or 3 pumps is it. And that'll be my go-to.
Okay.
Just a nice, good, solid flat white. Sometimes throw in an extra shot, but as you can tell by my personality, I don't usually need the extra energy.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I can vouch for that. So say you're at home and the kids are gone, Nate's gone, off hunting or something like that. You have all your work done. The cleaning fairy has already visited since we know that she really exists.
Yes.
What do you do with yourself in your free time? Besides write.
Well, if you took writing out of the equation, I would honestly probably take a nap. Like a long one, because I wouldn't get interrupted. Mommy, I gotta go potty. Mommy, I'm scared. Mommy. So naps are really good.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'd curl up with a book because I love to read, and it seems with everything else going on plus writing, it's really hard to squeeze in just good old reading time.
That's true. I get that too. What is the weirdest thing in your bag or purse?
Bag? You say bag weird. It's bag.
Bag. This is not
bag.
Wisconsin.
Say it the Wisconsin way.
Okay, what is the weirdest thing in your bag?
There we go. That's better. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm trying to think. Weirdest. Well, I mean, I have my kids' Sunday school papers in there.
That's not weird.
It's not weird, though.
Like, ham sandwich is weird.
Yeah, no, I don't have a ham sandwich in my bag, but yes, that would be weird.
Well, that was an example of mine.
I'm trying to think. I did have coffee beans at the bottom of my purse. I don't know how they got there. They weren't chocolate covered. They were just straight up coffee beans.
And how old were they?
I really don't know.
And
so It's sort of weird.
It is weird. It's weird for anybody else. It's not really weird for you, but we'll take it.
Okay.
Okay. So now we are entering the last portion of our interview, which I totally ripped off of my very favorite podcaster, Tish Oxenreider, who is the artist Simple. And you are going to answer these questions as fast as you can without thinking about them.
Okay.
First thing that's off the top of your head, so you need to get focused.
Okay,
Are you focused? Okay. Milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
Night owl or morning person?
Night owl.
New shoes or new electronics?
Shoes, of course.
Facebook or Twitter?
Oh, Facebook.
Favorite book? No thinking.
Ooh. I'm just trying to think of a title right at the moment. Favorite book. Jane Eyre, duh.
Favorite place you've ever been?
So mean. Rome. Italy.
No fair. Pancake or waffles?
Waffles.
Favorite Sister Chuck?
Unfair. Do not answer. Plead the fifth.
I was just trying
Completely
to get
unfair.
you.
I love you all differently.
Well, in case anybody doesn't know out there, we're the Sister Chucks. That's our critique writing partnership group of sisters that we love.
Yes.
And that is about it. Do you have anything else to say to your adoring readers and new fans on the Writer's Alley?
Oh gosh, well, if you want to touch base with me, because I love to be on social media, find me on Facebook, Jaime Jo Wright. But I think it's under Jaime Jo Wright, writer and professional coffee drinker is how I have it listed.
I'll link to it below.
Links below.
Mm-hmm.
Look down. Other than that, nope, not really. Drink coffee.
Okay.
Oh, peace out.
Well, it's nice to chat with you.
Fun chatting with you too.
Thanks for making me cry laughing as usual.
Sounds good. I'll let you hit stop on record and then we can talk more.
Okay.